June 1943, the Eastern Front. For 2 brutal years the Wehrmacht had bled itself dry against the seemingly inexhaustible might of the Soviet Union. The summer offensive, codenamed Zitadelle, was meant to be the decisive blow, a pincer movement to crush the Red Army's salient around Kursk and regain the strategic initiative. The air crackled with anticipation, a grim symphony of rumbling tank engines and the distant thud of artillery. But in the silent, uncharted gulfs between the stars, a new player was entering this deadly game, an alliance born of rebellion and fueled by a hunger for conquest. For too long, the Republic's grip has tightened. Their endless legions of clones threaten to extinguish the flame of our separatist ideals. But I have found a new arena, General, a world consumed by its own conflict, ripe for exploitation. Their primitive technology will be no match for our battle droids. These new vehicles, their silhouettes are unlike anything we've encountered. Perhaps another upgrade to the Panzer IV, or a captured foreign design. The Soviets, hardened by years of brutal warfare, were wary, but not yet alarmed. German ingenuity in armored warfare was well documented. They braced themselves for the inevitable onslaught, confident in the strength of their defenses and the resilience of the Red Army. They could not have imagined the true nature of the storm about to break. July 5, 1943. The Battle of Kursk commenced. The initial German thrusts met fierce Soviet resistance, but something was different. The speed and relentless efficiency of the battle droids overwhelmed entrenched positions. Their integrated weaponry, firing energy bolts with terrifying accuracy, tore through Soviet armor and infantry alike. German tanks advanced, flanked by lines of metallic, emotionless B-1 battle droids. Laser fire erupted alongside the familiar crack of tank cannons. Soviet infantry, caught in the crossfire, fell in droves. The ground trembled under the weight of Separatist heavy artillery, unleashing devastating barrages. The flanking maneuvers, spearheaded by the seemingly tireless droids, achieved a speed and coordination the Soviets had not anticipated. Within days, the German pincers linked up, trapping vast Soviet armies and severing vital communication lines. The city of Kursk was isolated, its defenders fighting a desperate rearguard action against an enemy unlike any they had faced before. The Soviet soldier fought with legendary courage, but flesh and blood could only withstand so much against legions of tireless, laser-equipped automatons. The battlefield became a nightmarish landscape of fire, smoke, and the incessant buzzing of droid weaponry. Their faces were grim, their determination evident, but the sheer volume of enemy fire was overwhelming. The repercussions of the Separatist intervention rippled across the European theater. The Allied landings in Sicily stalled as Axis forces, now bolstered by Separatist weaponry and tactical data, were redeployed to North Africa. The tide of the war in the Mediterranean had dramatically shifted. The Allied advance in Italy is abruptly halted at Sicily. New arrows appear indicating German and Italian forces redeploying to North Africa. Emboldened by their success in the east, Hitler turned his gaze westward once more. A combined Axis and Separatist invasion of Britain was launched. Paratroopers, both German and Separatist battle droids, descended upon the southern counties. They are accompanied by sleek, unfamiliar aircraft Separatist Vulture droids. The invasion stalled in the bloody hedgerows and towns of southern England. The Royal Navy, though outmatched by Separatist warships in open water, fiercely defended the coastline. The skies above Britain became a battleground for Spitfires and Vulture droids, a new and terrifying dimension added to the aerial war. The stalemate in Britain served a strategic purpose for the Axis, diverting Allied attention while the true prize lay in the east. The fighting is fierce, but the droids' resilience and firepower take a heavy toll. As Europe descended further into chaos, a desperate message was sent into the void. The United States, facing bombing raids by these alien aircraft, took a gamble, broadcasting a plea for help into the unknown regions of space. hoping against hope that someone, anyone, would hear their call. This is a grave development. Aiding a world embroiled in such conflict is against our protocols, but the sheer scale of this alien intervention, it cannot be ignored. Darth Sidious, VO. You were tasked with securing this galaxy for our cause, Dooku. This primitive world should have been blockaded, its existence concealed. The Republic's interference was predictable. Your short-sightedness will have consequences. The desperate plea was answered. The Galactic Republic, alerted to the Separatist incursion, dispatched its nearest fleets. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his attack battalion arrived on the Eastern Front, bolstering the shattered Soviet lines. The arrival of the clone troopers, with their advanced weaponry and unwavering discipline, brought a much-needed respite to the beleaguered Red Army. General Kenobi's forces managed to stabilize critical sectors, plugging gaps in the Soviet defenses. However, the Separatist advance had been too swift, too brutal. The strategic cities of Stalingrad and the vital oil fields of the Caucasus had already fallen under Axis and Separatist control. Meanwhile, on the blood-soaked fields of southern England, Anakin Skywalker and the 501st Legion spearheaded a desperate offensive to retake lost ground. The fighting was brutal, the landscape scarred by laser blasts and conventional explosions. The fate of Britain and perhaps the entire world hung precariously in the balance as two galactic powers clashed on a planet consumed by its own devastating war. The year is 1943. The Second World War has become a galactic war. The future remains uncertain, shrouded in the smoke of battle and the eerie glow of laser fire.